This video will guide you through using Avnet Global Lab platform. As an instructor, if you are going to conduct a class, you should have already received an email from support letting you know about your username and your password to access Avnet Academy Global Lab platform. So if you have your username available and your password, you should log in as instructor, not as participant. So if you log in as instructor, you should be able to see all the trainings which you have conducted in the past or currently would be conducting. So here you see a training which shows active training. That is the current training which is available to us as an instructor. If you click on the training, before we click on the training, let's spend some time familiarizing ourselves with the icons on the top right hand of the screen. There is one icon which is like a power button, that is for the log off, and here the second icon gives you all the support information. So here is email support. You can click on that to send an email to support in case there are any problems you're facing during your class. You can use telephone support to call Academy support to check any problem which you're facing, or you could also use Skype to chat with a support person. On the left hand side, you see your username which you've logged in with and the trainings. If you click on the current active training which you're going to conduct, if you click on that, it will give you all the details of the training with the participants which are in the training, including yourself as an instructor. And it would show fetching in the start, but after some time it will let you know if the instance of each of the students is running, is stopped, or whatever status are. There are various statuses which are available in a Word document, which also can be available to you as an instructor if you're conducting a training for Avnet. The details of the trainings are on the top of the screen, where you can see the uptime, downtime, and where the servers are located. Much of this information is basically for information only, but yes, in case of problems being faced during the class, this can be handy and can be used for. So on this screen, you are able to take certain actions about the instances of the students. So if you select any student, for example, I'm selecting here a training 1, and after I select from the action menu, I'm able to do certain actions on the instance of the participant. I can edit. If I say edit, I would be able to edit the details of the trainee, update the participant, the name or the email address. If something is not right and participant is telling that he did not receive the credential, you can change the email ID here if it is so required. The other action is get the IP address, because the participants will connect to the lab using remote desktop connection, so they do need an IP address to connect to. So if I click on that, the public IP address for that participant is shown, which can either be told to the participant, or we can also, through the actions menu, send credential to the user. So the email address which is in the email ID column, the credentials would be sent to that participant, and he would get the IP address, he'll get the username and password to connect to that particular instance. So you can use resend credential, or in case you are live in the class, you want to just read IP address and give it to the participant, you can do that. Here you can stop, restart, and resolve connection issue would be if it would just restart the instance so that user is able to resolve the connection issue. Send all credentials is mainly for the use of the instructor. If you do send all credential, it will send an email to the instructor with a list of all the participants and their username and passwords.
You should receive this email automatically 1 or 2 days before your classes to start. You should give these credentials as well as the IP addresses to the students before the class starts, and you should also allow some extra time for the students to get connected to the lab before starting the class. Regarding the up and down time which I showed in the previous screen, those times will be automatically observed by the lab, and the lab would be up at the given time in the portal which I showed, and would also be put down at the set time. In case a student wants to access their lab outside those times, they will have to manage their lab instance using a web portal. All that is shown, and how to connect to the lab using remote desktop is also shown in another student video, which is also available to watch. You should refer to that video in case you need to know how to connect to the lab using remote desktop connection.